This year I took a step closer in reaching my dreams to become a police officer and help the community. At IUPUI and SPIA, I had a number of TLCs to choose from, but I chose the color of crime. The color of crime best fits today's society, and I think it'll give me fresh ideas and new ways to look at being a police officer and helping the criminal justice system. Of the three classes, the biggest one would be J101, Essentials of Criminal Justice. As wanting to be a police officer myself, I really took an interest in this class. There's a lot of more information than I originally thought. As we learn different policing techniques, laws, how courts work, and all the court cases that are important to this, it's definitely been a trying experience for me. College is a lot different than high school, and learning to keep up with everything has been difficult. But I am determined to see this through to the very end. Through this, we've talked about different techniques, and we even got to go to Public Safety Day and be introduced to different law enforcement agencies around Indiana. One of the many important terms we also talked about was implicit bias. Implicit bias has to do with a lot of things, not just criminal justice, but also the history of African Americans in the United States. In Mr. Hosley's class, we learned from the beginning the hard struggles that they went through, and we also used the new Jim Crow to kind of tie it in to criminal justice as a whole. In the new Jim Crow, we learned that mass incarceration isn't a real issue. And along with J101, we also found out that the media isn't all entirely wrong. Sometimes implicit bias in police officers and racism does in fact happen, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to take this TLC in light of recent events in the past couple of years. We also learned about the struggles that Martin Luther King Jr. and other black activists went through to get to we are today. We are not perfect, but we have come a long way from when they were freed from slavery. In VU 101, we got to learn a bunch of different things. We went on a couple different field trips, and we had guest speakers. One that really struck me was guest speakers from the parole office themselves. It was very interesting information that they talked about. A lot of things I didn't know. I'm very glad to pass out a packet that I kept to myself with contact information to contact them later for possible jobs and or internships with the parole office. We also had a couple different service learning projects, one with ourselves and one as a class all together. For my personal service learning project, I volunteered both times at a thrift shop on More Impressions here in Green. It was a very honoring experience for me to work with us and volunteer my time for the community. For the group project, we helped PACE, a re-entry program that helps felons come back into society and helps them get back on their feet. If anything I've learned over all these classes in the TLC is that we need to work together as a community. Not just people in law enforcement and criminal justice, but everyone needs to work together to create a perfect community. If I can take one thing away from this whole TLC, it'd be that giving back to the community, even before serving the community, is rewarding. It helps you learn, and overall, will help you become better as a person. I will use these skills I've learned to better the community in my future.